Real quickly before we begin, I want to thank this video's sponsor, carmarshal.com. Carmarshal.com can save you lots of money on buying used or new vehicles, cars, trucks, school buses. If you want to save money, I'll have a link in the description down below. I know I'm going to
5 compelling reasons why the YouTube shooting has disappeared from headlines. When a shooting was carried out in a state with strict gun laws by a woman who used a handgun, it is no surprise that the mainstream media quickly moved on to other news. By Rachel Blevins, April 7, 2018. 5 compelling reasons why the YouTube shooting has disappeared from headlines. 1. As a woman, a peaceful vegan, and a PETA advocate, the suspected shooter is the opposite of the typical mass shooter profile promoted by the mainstream media. When the suspected shooter was identified as Nazim Najafi Akdam, a 39-year-old woman attempting to carry out a mass shooting, when the overwhelming majority of mass shooting suspects are typically men in their early 20s, it may have seemed as though she would actually receive more media attention than most. However, Akdam does not appear to have been a white supremacist, a crazy conspiracy theorist, or a religious cult member. Instead, she was a vegan YouTube content creator with a long list of bizarre videos and a passion for animal rights. Despite being Iranian American, which would excite neocons who are hungry for war with Iran, it does not appear that Akdam had a political motive or was affiliated with any terrorist groups. 2. The shooter reportedly used a handgun, which also deviates from the mainstream narrative that all mass shooters use high-powered rifles. Akdam's weapon of choice was a 9mm Smith & Wesson handgun, which she purchased legally in January. While Bloomberg attempted to blame Smith & Wesson by noting that the company's AR-15 was the gun used in the Parkland shooting, the fact is that the weapon Akdam used does not fit the narrative of dangerous firearms pushed by the mainstream media. To attempt to ban a 9mm handgun would be almost impossible, but to attempt to ban a firearm that has been demonized and referred to as an assault rifle used in a number of mass shootings, is something the media has been working towards for years. While it is estimated that more than 8 million Americans own AR-15s, it has not stopped the mainstream media from openly calling for a ban on assault rifles and attempting to explain why the AR-15 keeps appearing at America's deadliest mass shootings. 3. The shooting happened in California, a state that has already enacted some of the strictest gun control laws in the nation. When a mass shooting occurs, one of the first things the mainstream media and gun control advocates tend to do after blaming the weapon is to look at the location where the shooting took place and how that state's gun laws can be tightened to prevent another attack. In this case, the shooting happened in San Bruno, California, which already has some of the strictest gun laws in the United States. As a may-issue state, California issues concealed handgun permits to individuals at the discretion of the local sheriff, and restrictions can be based on where that permit can be used in the state itself. California also requires all guns to be registered, and it does not honor permits from any other states. 4. The police were warned about the shooting by the suspect's father in advance, and they did nothing, something the media tends to cover up. One day before Nazim Akdam entered YouTube's headquarters and opened fire on innocent employees, her father contacted police to report that she was missing, and warned that she may be planning an attack on YouTube. Ismail Akdam said she was angry because YouTube stopped everything in terms of monetizing her videos, and he warned police that his daughter may be trying to attack YouTube because she hated the company. While police reportedly found Nazim Akdam sleeping in a car at 2 a.m. on the morning of the shooting, it is not clear why greater surveillance measures were not taken at YouTube's headquarters, or how long the attack lasted before Akdam took her own life and police arrived at the scene. 5. The shooter blamed YouTube for censoring and demonetizing her videos, a problem alternative content creators experience on a daily basis that mainstream media tries to pretend doesn't exist. As her father noted, Nazim Akdam was overwhelmingly angry with YouTube for demonetizing her videos, and she believed that the platform was intentionally censoring her work. On her website, Akdam wrote, "There is no free speech in the real world, and you will be suppressed for telling the truth that is not supported by the system. Videos of targeted users are filtered and merely relegated so that people can hardly see their videos. While most content creators who have had their channels demonetized by the giant platform would never dream of going to its headquarters and attacking innocent employees, the fact is that YouTube does have a serious ongoing problem. As the Free Thought Project has reported, while YouTube has ignored ISIS recruiting videos, it has chosen to label videos that show the United States committing war crimes, conducting airstrikes that kill innocent civilians and aiding the enemies it claims to be fighting as extremist content that is banned from the site. The platform has also started openly targeting smaller channels by demonetizing them and removing the incentive for the creators to continue to attempt to grow their channels. While there is no way to defend Nazim Akdam's actions, there are a number of glaring reasons why the shooting she carried out has been blacklisted by the mainstream media, as it does not fit the typical narrative and can hardly be used to rally against one race or religion, or to call for increased gun control.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I just wanted you to know that I am using this stuff under fair use. And also remember to like and subscribe this channel. Also too, keep in mind I do not make any money on YouTube. This is 5 hours work a day, you know, fighting for freedom. And you can donate with PayPal and Patreon. I just want you to think about this. If everybody gives to PayPal and Patreon, Patreon is every month. Actually, PayPal you can do every month. I have 12,000 subscribers. If everybody gives, I can quit my regular job and go full-time investigations on Charlotte County and possibly even more and beyond. So just keep that in mind. If everybody helps out, I can go full-time doing this. Thanks.